Welcome to the 701 Coaches Corner with C. Mitchell and Coach Jelks. Guys had a huge win last Thursday, 49-24 over Miller Grove. You guys feel like that was a bit of a statement game? And I also heard Miller Grove's coach was kind of giving bulletin board material. Is that something that you guys heard at all?
I mean, you hear a couple of rumbles, just from people in the community in general, but nothing that I particularly heard. But yeah, definitely was a big win, statement win, and so we just got to keep building these wins on top of each other.
At this moment, you guys are 6-2. So explain to some of the fans out here who may not understand the playoff structure how this win even affected the rest of the region. It's 6A that you guys are in.
It's actually a four-way tie for first place. Four teams in the region are 2-1. Everybody kind of beat each other, so it's a four-way tie for first. We got Holy Innocents coming up next week, so that in essence is going to be the region championship, I believe. Unless it comes down to some kind of point structure, a tiebreaker system. Us playing Holy Innocents is what it should come down to for the region championship. So it's a big game as well with Hateville and Miller Grove this week. If Hateville, wins, that'll put Miller Grove out the playoffs, and it'll assure Hateville either a 3 or a 4 seed because they lost to Westminster.
How many teams can actually make the playoffs from out
of our region? 4 teams. We got a 6-team region, and then 4 of those teams will move on to the state playoffs.
What does that bye week mean to you guys, and how do you keep your momentum moving forward off of this huge win and take that into the game with Holy Innocents?
This bye week, honestly, it's a region bye, so everybody in the region is off this week. It's huge for ours to come at this point because it'll give us 2 weeks to prepare for Holy Innocents. It gives them 2 weeks to prepare for us as well. But anytime you're facing, one of the option teams like a Holy Innocents or like a Marist or anyone like that, these teams that run option, you need extra time to prepare. And I think that they feel really good about playing a team that you've been preparing for other things week by week, and then you just got to come play the option.
Coach, aside from the option, what are the other key components that you guys are particularly looking at with Holy Innocents as their strong points?
They got a couple of really good players. A defensive lineman who had a great game against us last year, but he's committed to Stanford. He's a senior this year. He also runs the ball as well in that option, but he's a defensive lineman. They also have a DB / receiver running back who he's committed to Duke. It's a talented team with a couple of really good standout players. And so we got to come up with a plan for how we're going to kind of stop those guys and make sure that they don't affect the game too much.
Explain to us a little bit more in depth how your bye week works for you as opposed to your regular week would work.
Yeah, you don't have that game on Friday. And so in preparing for Holy Innocents and making sure that we don't lose momentum and things like that, we want to try to make this week as normal as possible. We get a little bit more time to kind of work on fundamentals, things like that. And this is the last chance we're going to get for the rest of the season because, it's no more bye weeks, no more off weeks. We get these 2 and then hopefully into the playoffs, and then it's every week from here on out. So we try to make this week as normal as possible, and then at the end of the week, try to do a scrimmage or a game type situation and stay healthy at the same time, which is always tricky. But we want them exerting that energy. We wanted to feel like, they're playing a game and not necessarily a whole game, but we want them to get that their bodies are used to playing a game every week. And so we want to continue to, get after it with our competition periods and try to stay healthy at the same time to get ready for next week. And then next week, it'll somewhat be normal, but the game is on Thursday again. So we won't be working with a full week, but having this bye this week, a week before, is really going to help.
All right, Coach. Well, that officially now is our time for today. We'll let you go ahead and get an early jump on Holy Innocents for next week and healing up for this bye week this week. I appreciate your time again today.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate you.
Absolutely, Coach. Take it easy.